Okay, I think we are on YouTube now. We are here for one more English conversation. I'm Fernanda, and I will guide the conversation today. Today, we are going to talk about how to become better listeners. And I will send for you the questions. And before we start with the presentations, I will just explain how the platform works. Here at Talk and Talk, we are a platform where you can practice a lot of languages as English, Spanish, French, and Italian. And uh, the conversations are guided for the students of the platform. I'm not an English teacher. I'm here just to get the conversation and learn with you. Normally, we do a presentation, a personal presentation to practice and know each other. So I will start with my presentation, then I choose one of you to continue. So I'm Fernanda. I live in São Paulo. I work as a Spanish teacher, and in my free time, I like to participate here in the meetings, also hang out with my family, and watch TV shows. I think that's it. And Wanda, how would you present yourself, please?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Wanda from Niterói, Rio de Janeiro. Two sons, one grandson, one daughter-in-law, and a cat, a black and white cat, beautiful. And I'm a dentist. I have a odontological clinic. And what else? And today here is really hot. A big sun is that. And you, Tati?
Hi, morning, everyone. I'm Tatiana. I prefer to be called as Tati. I'm 38 years and I have a daughter too. Her name is Mel. She's 12. I'm student. I'm a software engineering student and computer systems too. I love to go out, to be with my friends, to listen to some music. Um, Nowadays I'm not going out too much because I've got to I have to study so much, so hard because I'm doing two graduations at the same time. But today I'm going out to a party, and that's it. And what about you, Maria Eduarda?
Hi guys, I'm a little bit sick because it's too seco and I have sinusite and I'm not really good today, but I'll try it, my best. I am 27 years old. I have a little dog who is sleeping in my feet right now. I live with my parents. I'm not married and I don't have kids for now. I work with brands and in data analysis is a specific area inside marketing. And I live in Paraguaçu Paulista. It's a really small city close to Paraná, but is in state of São Paulo. I used to live in São Paulo when I was studying my degree, but when I finished, it started the pandemic and I need to return. And now I'm working from home and I with my parents. And my free time I used to spend with my friends, with my family, watching some films and TV shows. And sometimes I like to cooking. It's not always, but sometimes I cooking. And I'm learning how to sew. It's like costurar with a machine. So I spend sometimes doing that, like sealing, barb clothes, and some kind of things.
It's difficult, Maria Eduarda. Like costurar.
Yes. I didn't know nothing. I start from zero, so I watch some YouTube videos and I teach. My mom knows a little bit, so she told me some things, but I think it's difficult because you need to know the metrics, you need to know the shape and the borders and the different kind of linhas. There are a lot of things.
Oh, great. But it's funny, like you like, okay, great. So guys, so girls, today we are just girls. I will start with the questions. So the first one here, why is it important to practice active listening? In my opinion, I think it's important because when we listen someone, we can learn new things and also have a different perspective of a subject, and also is a possibility of help this person. But if you don't listen, really listen, it's difficult to help or learn anything. So for me, it's because of it. And Tatiana, and for you?
I think being a good listener is good to, I don't know how to say this in English, but um, it turns the relationships stronger, and you can support someone that usually don't have somebody to talk in his or her ciclo. I don't know how to say this kind of ciclo de amizades. And sometimes the person may be in a difficult situation and only needs to talk to someone. And sometimes you don't need I forgot the word again. Conselho, advice. Sometimes you don't need an advice. You only need someone to listen to you and talk about some problems to be okay. And you can help someone with that and become and turns your friendships even stronger. What about you, Maria Eduarda?
I believe that when you have a really active listen, you become a better person because you truly understand what people are passing through. And as that say, you can make a really strong relationship because you know exactly the feeling of the other person and you have this connection. And sometimes it's just listening. You don't need to give advice or put your opinion. It's just listening. And I think it is a practice that we need to do and trying to improve during the life because in the end of the day, we just have our relationship is we have money and a lot of things, but what's important if we can trust in someone and these people trust in us. I think this make you us feeling better and have comfortable life, is a sentiment, is a good sentiment. And I believe that when you get older, I want to have people around me that I can listen in and I can talk to. And you, Wanda?
Yeah, for me, it's the same. I think it's so frustrated when we need to talk with a person and this person is staying another planet, for example, because we can see the eyes of another people flying instead of stay in the conversation. I think all people feeling that is so frustrated when we need to talk and people don't get attention is not good. Yeah. I think for a good relationship, we need to stay in the same path when we got a talking. Yes, is that.
Yeah, I agree with you. And you think that a lot of people nowadays do that, like don't listen?
Yeah, I think people don't like to listen anymore. All the people like to talk, and I feel so uncomfortable when I hang out with my friends and everyone talk, and I feel no one listen, no one. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that too. Like everybody wants to talk, but no, nobody wants to listen.
Yeah, stop and listen.
Yeah, exactly. Wanda, could you read the next question and answer?
Okay, number 3. Have you ever had an experience where actively listening was particularly important? Which, oh, I'm a dentist. I need to stay with attention, listening my client to know how I need to do with this person and to chegar, to achieve in a good diagnose. It's so important, but in all kinds of relationship, I think a good listening is important to feel how this person feeling and how this person uh, stay in contact or not with us. And you, Maria Eduarda?
I tried to figure out some specifically experience, but I didn't remember. But in my job, I need to really understand the client because I work with the position of a brand. So I need to listen the purpose of the company and all the issues they have. So I need to really understand. And this conversation is really about listening, not me talking about my skills or what I want to do. So I think my listening in my job is really important. And I remember this situation in my personal life. I have really listening with my boyfriend, with my parents, but it's something natural for me. I think in my education at home, I really are open person, and I I can see some difficulty in my friends of, as Wanda said, they are going out and talk, and in the end of the day, I feel that nobody really remember what we are talking about in that night because everybody's talking a lot, is not listening or going to some point or difficult points. Uh, and I just remember the situations right now. And you, Tachi?
As Maria Eduarda, I can't remember a specific situation, but usually at work, I worked in different areas, at financial area, and then with audiovisual. I don't remember the exact word in English. And as a producer and a director assistant, we work with people. We are managing a project, sometimes a small one or a bigger one, and we have to practice the active listening to understand what people are thinking about this project, how they likes to work, and sometimes you don't know the your squad. Sometimes you connect to them in this day that you have to work with them, and sometimes when you're working as director assistant, you have to understand exactly what the director wants to do with this, how they want to, I forget, contar this story, contar essa história. And you have to practice active listening, because sometimes you have an understand with a project and the other person understand it in another way. And if you don't practice it, you are not going to do a good job. So it's very important in these past jobs. And nowadays, I'm studying to be a developer. It's even important because the projects are very, very big, and you have to develop a functionality of software. And if you don't practice an active listening, you are going to develop something at a wrong way, and it will impact in other functionalities in the future, and nothing's going to work, and you are going to lose time, you are going to be frustrated with yourself, you are going to proporcionar a bad experience to the client, and it's a big responsibility because it's the name of the brand that you're working for, a empresa, na verdade, that is going to be in a bad situation.
As Tati, I worked in different areas too. Like now I work with the education, but before I used to work in the financial area, and it's really important listening like your colleagues to understand what needs to be improved in the process of the company also. And as a teacher, I need to listen in the students, understand their difficulties. And I think more at work that I really need to have this active listening. And I also try to have this active listening with the family or friends, because when I'm speaking, I want that everybody listening. So I try to do that with the others. And here at Talk and Talk, I think it's really important when we are guiding the conversations to listening everybody, to give more opinions and also get the point of the participants. So here I think I normally practice this active listening also. And that's it about this question. Um, I think we talked a little bit about active listening at work. So I will go for the question 5, okay, girls?
Okay.
In your opinion, what are the signs that someone is not listening to what you are saying? For me, I think it's when the person's like seeing something in the cell phone, or it's like not looking at you. And for me, these two situations that I thought about. And for you, Maria Eduarda?
I think, as you said, when person is looking at the cell phone, not really looking, but always putting our eyes to see that some news or notifications. And when the people don't look at your eyes, we are talking, people are divagating and thinking about other things. And that specific is from my mind. I don't know if it's right, but when you are saying and people just yeah, and when you ask about something you already said, the people just say what? I didn't understand. Or you think that person don't listen, you just agree with everything and don't know nothing what is happening. I believe that. I don't know if you have the same feeling, but when someone is just agreeing and when you're asking something about you just saying, the person don't know what to say or try or ask to you to say everything again.
Yeah, people use it to do sounds like and stay in a meditation, in a divagation, and is that
Yes.
Here in Talking Talk, I used to see many times we have 4 or 5 people and answer the same question, and the fourth, for example, well, we are in how question? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Many times I see that. Go ahead, Tati.
Yes. If I don't know the person, sometimes I don't give. Sorry, I haven't been practicing English for ages, and sometimes I forget many words.
Oh, yeah.
Eu não levo em consideração, sometimes, these gestures, like don't look at my eyes or turn the head in other way that it's not looking to my face exactly, because there are some person that they are atypical. I think that's the word in English. And so I usually, they are only very shy, so I don't eu não levo em consideração esses gestos, né? But if I keep talking and the person do this or keep asking me what I was saying, and this frustrates me, and then I think, oh, this person is actually don't paying attention to what I'm saying. I think it's and that's too, keeping watching the phone, verifying the notifications. These are I judge as the person is not paying attention to what I'm saying.
Yeah, another thing is when people interrupt us with another thing that is not in the conversation. They interrupt with another subject. They don't pay attention in our conversation. Yeah, it's terrible to interrupting. Fernanda?
Oh, yeah, I think it's like it's a sign too, when the person do that, because it's like the person was not listening and you maybe stop saying something and the person comes with other subject that's not related. And about what you said of the question here in Talking Talk, sometimes I already did that. Um, but I'm trying to always when I'm as a participant here in the meeting. Sometimes I already did that. So yeah, it's complicated. But
Yeah,
I'm trying
fine.
to pay more attention when I'm here in the meetings. Yeah. Okay. So girls, I will go for one more question. Tati, could you read the question number 6 and answer?
Yes. What are the benefits of active listening for conflict resolution? I think it's kind of what we've said before, because you can understand the exactly point of view of the other person, and sometimes you can catch that it's only a problem with the communication, some words that are not okay, and you can solve the problems at the same time as they appear to you. I don't know if it's correct. I think it's kind of that. And you have you can understand the other person and express your point of view of this. And sometimes you think, oh, this person is trying to do something that is not good to me, is trying to offend. And then when you practice the active listening, you can see that the person is not thinking about that. It's only because he or she has another kind of form of communication. It's only about that. And what about you, Wanda?
Yeah, the same. You talk about everything. I think for a good diagnosis of the conflict, why the conflict started, we need to talk. You need to get a deep conversation, not a argue, a deep conversation, listening and talk. And it's for solving the problem. I think all the problems can solve with a good conversation. And for you, Maria Eduarda, Madu.
Yeah, as you girls said, when you have listen, a good listen, you know exactly the problem. When you don't listen and don't have a deep conversation, you can talk, but you don't get the point. You're just talking and arguing and flowing the discussing, the conflict. And when you know exactly how the person is feeling and the point of the discussion, I think that you can choose the right words, choose how to communicate better to get a resolution, not just talking and then want to win the conversation. Is about the guide and get a point good for both. So a good listen help this resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, girls, you said everything. I was thinking about like when we have like a conflict or a difference of ideas, it's important to have a really deep conversation, understand or try to understand the points of the other person. And this is only possible when we really listen the person. So I agree with you. I think it's very important not to, it's important like a conversation that both talk and listen to try to get a consensus, and that's it about this one. So I think I will go for one more question, girls. But Eduarda, could you read the next question and answer?
Yes. What advice would you give to someone who wants to improve their active listening skills? I believe that it's important you have focus on the conversation. Nowadays I can see that people have some problems with concentration, not just in conversations, but in our activities during a day. So first of all, I give this advice: you need to practice your focus, like not looking at the cell phone, not pay attention in other things around you, just pay attention in the conversation. So maybe do meditation, figure out how you can be more focused. and not thinking that you need to answer all the questions about a conversation. You need to listen, not to have an opinion or to talk and argue with this person, because I know that in some personalities people like to argue about everything. So I need to be an opinion about everything. And when you have a good listen, you don't need that. You just need to listen and understand what the point of people are talking. And you, Tati?
Yes, I agree with you, Maria Eduarda, and I think that as individual you have to ask questions, not only to demonstrate that you are really paying attention, but to really understand the point of view of this person, of exactly he or she is talking about. Um, I think you have to avoid the judgments. You have to jump, making your own conclusions during the conversation. Practice your patience to understand the total situation, and then it's normal to make judgments about things, but try to really understand everything and then make your conclusions. um, and uh, develop empathy. You don't know the whole story of this person, what he or she have passed through during his or her entire life. So I think empathy is a hard skill for you to develop, but it's very, very important in all our relationships at work, with our family, with our friends, with person that we don't even know. And I think that's more or less like this. And what about you, Fernanda?
I really like the ideas you gave. Like I think it's important try to really pay attention of what the person is saying. Also, if possible, try to make some questions just to understand if you got the point that the person was saying. And I think that's it, what I would say. And Wanda, what about you?
Yeah, I think Maria Eduarda do a summary of everything. It's focus. If you have focus in a conversation, in everything in your life, is a good point. And for me, I start to improve my focus in meditation. Every night I do this. I start with 1 minute because it's hard to me to stay quiet and focus in my body, in myself. Nowadays, I spend 20 minutes to 20 minutes day to do a meditation. It's really good because when you stay distracted, you know how to concentrate it and get focus in everything that we do. Yeah, it's that.
And in the beginning was difficult doing the meditation.
Yeah, I put in YouTube meditation guide, meditação guiada. Just a minute, and oh my gosh, 1 minute here. And now time flies, and I think today 20 minutes is so fast during the meditation. But it's a process. I think helped me a lot.
I I try sometimes, but I think I gave up too early. Like I need to try more. For me, it's
Try 1
difficult.
minute, 5 minutes.
Okay, okay. I will try on that because I have difficulty of concentration. Like I'm I anything take my concentration. I don't know about the other girls, but for me it's really difficult staying focused on a specific thing. So I think the meditation would help me.
Yeah, try guided meditation. Try with
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay. I will search because I think it will be good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wanda, for the advice. I really like it. Okay. So I think I will go for one more question. Everybody insert, right? The previous? Okay. Um, in your opinion, using a cell phone while you listen to someone means that you are not actively listening, and why? I think in the situation that you are not searching a specific thing that you were talking with the other person or with the people, yes, I think it can be a sign that you are not listening because in the cell phone we have a lot of distractions as the social media and the messages of friends and other people. So I think it can be a distraction and you cannot be focused on what the other person is saying. That's it for me. And Wanda, what about you?
Yeah, more than that, I think is a bad education. Because if I talk to you and you take the phone, oh my gosh, I talk by myself. And it's terrible, think like that. Yeah. And how about you, Tati?
Yes, I almost agree with you. I think it's a bad habit, verifying all the time the cell phone, even when you're not searching with to a specific thing, but you keep watching the phone every time. And sometimes I can understand when the person has an emergency, is waiting for an important call or message, but I think it's polite, um, telling the person you are talking to that this is happening. Oh, I have an important call or important message. I'm going to receive this. So sometimes I'm going to watch my phone. I think it's a good practice doing that. But otherwise, I think it's very, very bad. Uh, I I don't like when somebody do this to me, and I usually interrupt the conversation and tell what I'm feeling about this. I really tell how I'm feeling with this act, this attitude. And sometimes I really stop the conversation because I think the person must know that it's very, very bad doing this to another person. And what about you, Maria Eduarda?
I agree with you, girls. I think it's unrespectful when you're talking with someone and the person is looking for cell phone. But there's some case like that, say in case of emergency, like you are waiting for some call or someone that not usually call to you is calling, and of course you think is an emergency. So I think in this case is okay, but in most of cases I think it's not good when this happen.
Yeah, I agree with you, girls. Like, I haven't think about this, like having emergency, something that you really need to pay attention in the cell phone. It's a exception, but in other situations, it's like not being polite, as you said. Yeah. Mm. So I think I would go for one more question. I will skip some, and I think we can go for the 11. Wanda, could you read the 11th answer?
Okay. In your opinion, can people have techniques to gain attention? What techniques? Yeah, for me, it's like as I said before, is meditation for improve the focus. I think if you need to another person arrive and you need to do attention for that another person, like I do with my client. My client is talk to me and my secretary arrived to get me a message, a urgent. I get in touch. I put my hand in the arm of my client to feel I'm in contact, and I put my hand and say sorry and talk to my secretary and come back to my client. And I think it is a good, I like it like mobile phone. You can do that if you stay in a restaurant with a friend and the mobile phone ring, you can put our hand in their arm and I need to answer this phone, okay? And people say, okay. And I think show the attention, show the contact. I think it's that. And you, Fernanda?
I agree with you. Like, I think we maybe the uh, I don't know the word in English. Oh, o tom of our voice can also make a person maybe gain more attention, like in the presentation or something like that. And um, I I just thought about it, like or the how we uh, move our body. Maybe it can also help. That's it. And Maria Eduarda, for you.
I never thought about it. I'm trying to remember some techniques, but to be more focused, I think meditation, as Wanda said, and there's some courses about how you need to pronunciate the words, the tone of voice, and even clothes. I know that people talk about how clothes you need to use in some situations when you have a presentation or something like that. I think these kind of things can help you gain attention of people who you're talking to. And you, Tati?
I think you have said most of things, but I think sometimes if the conversation is too dense and it's the first time that I'm talking about this to this person, to this specific person, sometimes I keep making some questions to check if the person is understanding what I'm saying, exactly what I'm saying, if some details can podem ter fugido, né, podem ter passado batido ali para a pessoa. But I think it's almost like this. So I think the only thing I really, really pay attention to do is keep asking some question, or when I verify that the person is really not paying attention, or if the conversation is too dense, too long, the story is too long, and it's normal sometimes the person being distracted, depends on the place you are at. and depends on the engagement with the whole story. Sometimes I do this. I keep asking some questions to check if the person is understanding, or if he or she wants, I can summarize something or recap a detail. I think it's that.
Oh, that's a good strategy, Tati. I haven't think about it, but it's really good. Girls, I think I will not do more questions as our time is finishing. I will send here the survey. That is a link we have here on Talk and Talk for you to give feedback of the conversation, and also you can send suggestions of other subjects. And I really want to thank you, girls, for this conversation. It was really good. I learned a lot. I will search for the meditation as Wanda recommended, meditação guiada. And thank you. I love it. Thank you, Wanda, Tati, and Maria Eduarda. And I hope to see you again in other conversations here at Talk and Talk. That's it.
Thank you.
Bye, girls. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
you.